and welcome to Being Black and Craft, where we don't apologize for recognizing our influence on craft beer. This is Angie, the undeniable vixen, your host, and we have a guest. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Um, I'm not sure if we'll get them. I have Point City Brewing. I'm wondering if I can do a workaround. If we can do a workaround some kind of way to get them on. So as we work to see how that goes, let's do some other things like news. So, all right, news. Once again, I am been out of town and I get so excited about going out of town and coming back on Monday. I'm so exhausted. I should take a break. But I had the most amazing time this weekend. So let me get into it. So first off, want to make sure I think I would be remiss in not sharing with people to take your take your civic duties and go and vote. Early voting has already started, and you don't want to be in the long lines for election day. You want to make sure that your vote counts. You want to make sure there's nothing that's some kind of malfunction or anything on election day. None of that. Just don't wait. Do not wait. It's worth it. And we as a people of color who have had to go through different struggles to get the opportunity and right to vote, and standing in that line is fine. I don't care. As long as I'm able to cast my vote. And I hope you feel the same way too, with this election, because it is so important. It's always important, but this is so crucial to the rights that we hold near and dear to us, to make sure that it's counted and your vote is demanded, and make sure that we put in office the people that are going to listen to us. So make sure that you vote. That's me off my soapbox. So I went to Kansas City, Missouri, and I had the most amazing time in Kansas City, Missouri, because little did I know until afterward, Vine Street was celebrating their 1 year anniversary. It was Woody Bonds, who is one of the owners of Vine Street, his birthday weekend, and it was also uh, celebrating Halloween, because Halloween is like on a Wednesday or a Thursday or something weird. So uh, if you're watching this later on, I have some pictures of King Joffrey, Tiana, our Disney princess, from The Princess and the Frog, and we also have um, the operations manager of Vine Street, dressed up as Kendrick, and Woody in his skeleton suit for Halloween, and then Kemet, he was dressed as Mario. But they had like this, I think, like 15 to 20 piece live band, orchestra, no, an orchestra actually, and they were rapping on it. Okay. They're here. I'm glad they were able to fix it. So good. So yeah, Kemet was Mario, and then we had some other players too. But it was amazing, because hearing that live music, and it makes me think of the Roots that have their live band with them as they're rapping. But to see Kemet in his element, he not only brews beer, but he's also an accomplished recording artist as well. So he wears a lot of hats. So that was Friday night, and that was Brass and Bougie was the name of the band, Brass and Bougie. So on the second day rather, at 12, we did Hip Hop's Hooray. So Hip Hop's Hooray was an event that happened previously that basically Woody used to host and has revived, and it was a combination of um, home brewers and breweries kind of coming together and just kind of sharing their wares, the different collaborations that they have done previously, and just having the community come out. So the anniversary was there. Hip Hop's Hooray was coming back to life, and we had some friends of the show. Um, uh, Crackham, Aubrey with Crackham. Then we had Funky Town. They were there. And then what I really absolutely love was just taking so many pictures. You'll see it if you go to the on Instagram. Basically, people being black in craft. I met a wonderful young lady who is basing her thesis on that less than 1% and learning about what it is. And as she digs through her history, she found out that she has brewers on both sides of her family. She didn't realize that people were home brewing. Grandmothers or great grandmothers were brewing beer. They made their own things. And she was like, I can't believe this. And I think if we all look back in our history, because it did started from black people, black women who that was used as considered women's work as far as back as Mesopotamia. Um, we realized that this is part of our history. This is our narrative that we really need to bring back to the fold. So just seeing people being black in craft, and we had some black beer delegates. I had a whole crew from Dallas come with me to Kansas City, Missouri, and we had an absolute ball. Then after that, they have a brewery alley. Not only does that area has a history of called the Paseo, and look that up, Paseo. A gentleman talked about Count Basie. He talked about the Negro Leagues, where they had apartments, the high school, and who went to the high school, things like that. But then they also had a brewer's alley, and this place we went to was not African, American agave spirits, and basically it's tequila. I'm putting it in quotes, tequila, but because they can't call it tequila, because although the agave plant came from Jalisco, Mexico, it was produced here in America, so they can't call it traditional tequila. They have to say it's an agave spirit. But we had a couple of different cocktails and enjoyed that when we were in Brewer's Alley. So if you haven't thought about Kansas City, Missouri being a destination, you might want to rethink it because they have lots of breweries and lots of distilleries. So one other thing that I totally went off my radar, wasn't on my radar at all, is that Celeste Beatty has a cookbook out called Harlem Brewed Soul. And she's doing a book tour, and I'm hoping that I can get her maybe in 2025 to talk about the cookbook as well as the brewery that she opened in Brixton in London. So um, she continues to do amazing things. Celeste does, and so I'm hoping that I can get her and we can talk about the cookbook. But I want to make sure that I get the cookbook first. So, and I think last but not least, if you haven't known or been told about CBP, it is the best way. Ashley is the best person that described it. It is like camp for beer nerds. It's like you go and you get all this information and you do arts and crafts, but you learn different things, aspects as far as if you're a brewery or brewery and planning. And Andrew Copeland goes to different cities and has craft beer connects, CBP. Um, and they're going to have it in San Diego in December from the 10th through the 12th. And one aspect of is NB2A, National Black Brewers Association, is going to have a talk of leveraging diversity as a source of an economic good. And Kevin Asato is going to be speaking. So that's also a good thing to, if you're a part of NB2A, make sure that you check your email because there was a recent offer. They may have some discounted tickets for people who are wanting to go to San Diego. So check that out. And I think that is all that I have for the news. So let me go ahead and add my guest. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
we had some trouble getting in.
I'm so glad that y'all were able to get in. I was like, well, it's I don't know what it is, but it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. So
Mhm.
it's so good seeing your faces. So um, let's see, where can I start? So I know that y'all are a power couple, but can you tell me about the love story that happened? So, because I know y'all are married, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You're American. So tell me about the love story first for the beer, because I
Well,
love love.
the love story for the beer.
Love story. No, your love story. How
Oh.
did y'all meet? Mhm.
Okay.
I'm
Well.
single. I need to. I have to live vicariously through married people.
Okay.
And
Well, even though we may look young, we actually met later in life. I'll say that.
okay.
We came together. We both may not have necessarily been looking for something, but we found everything that we need. We met at a football game one day, and at homecoming, and the rest is history.
Oh, nice. Very
Yeah,
nice. Okay. And you're Angela and Robert?
Angel.
Angel.
Hmm.
Angel.
Yes.
Okay.
And Rob,
Okay.
yep.
Okay. I don't know where I got that from. Because I I don't know how I got that mixed up. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So well, and you hail from Houston, Texas, right now,
Hmm.
but is there some history? Is someone in New Orleans or have family that's in New Orleans?
Yeah, so our company is Point City Brewing Company. It's named after our hometown, which is West Point, Mississippi, small town in Mississippi. And I did used to live in New Orleans, so that's where the NOLA vibe came from. So we
Okay.
have a line of ready to drink cocktails. Um, each one is named after a different place that's near to our heart or whatever. So
Okay.
New
I'm
Orleans,
go-
that
I'm gonna get to that.
got
Hold on, because I have questions because I went and looked and I was like, mm-hmm, okay, all right. So before we talk about the actual RTDs,
you. Hmm.
I want to know a little bit more about what you're envisioning because I know you're a brewery in planning.
Right.
So you're planning to do RTDs as well as beer?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what what made y'all decide to do RTDs period and have the brewing and are y'all going to be doing the brewing doing being a part of the brewing process at all?
Hmm. Go ahead.
Okay, well, our journey, this idea came about during the pandemic, when all the restaurants and bars and things closed, and we saw the rise in the RTD industry. It just kind of blew up. Everyone had to drink at home, and so he was in the middle of getting his MBA, and he had to do a business project where he created this business, and he was just one day like, okay, let's do this for real. And so that's how the idea came about. So we just kind of wanted something. We had beers. We always knew that beer was in our future, but we just wanted to come with something, more flavorful and something with an actual theme to it. So that's how we decided to come up with different flavors that, were related to the different places that we like to visit.
Okay. And I know that one thing that y'all had did some pitching contests.
Mhm.
So what was your first pitching contest, and have you what would you share with people? Because that seems like the biggest thing that's kind of going on. There's different pitching contests to
Hmm.
raise capital. What three things do you or excuse me, what three things would you share with the audience that was beneficial knowing what you know now since you've gone through a couple?
Well, I would say that first of all, knowing your business and what you're trying to do. Um, Getting ready for a pitch competition makes you study yourself and see your own weaknesses. It also gives you a chance to talk about your business out in front of people that can really give you feedback to help you, um, I guess, perfect how you come across with your business. So I would encourage anybody, not just for the monetary way, things that you could win, but just for the experience of talking about your business, getting used to talking about your business in a timely fashion, not to lose people. Like you getting on the elevator and you go into the 30th floor, you want that person to know exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, how you plan to do it. You never know, they might be having capital for you. So you know,
Mhm.
that's what I would say.
Yeah, we definitely got better with each competition that we entered because I guess we became more relaxed, like you said, actually talking about our business. And another thing I want to add is also good to know your numbers as well. That's
Yeah.
very important to the judges for the competition, who are acting as potential investors. So it's important to know your numbers, how much whatever you're selling, how what it's going to make it, or the impact that it's going to have on either your business or the community or whichever way that will go. So it's
Mhm.
good to know, to be able to express your why and your need in a very short amount of time. They like when you get to the point. So in the beginning, we had a long pitch, and we came up with a way to shorten everything and just basically get to the point about what you're asking, and hit those impacts that your product or your what you're selling or what your company impact that it's going to make.
Yeah, and one more thing would be to relax and just show your passion for your business. And
Okay.
that if you could show your passion and they can feel that passion, you'll place in those competitions. I promise you.
Yeah, and also have any visuals that if you can have any type of visuals that works a lot as well. Because one of our pitch competitions, we were able to give samples to the judges, and
Oh,
giving out something with alcohol in it. They were excited about that because no one else came with that. So
yeah, that is different because I was like, oh, that's it. Now, what else you have? Yeah, tell me
yeah.
some more. Tell me some more. I can see that happening. So, your vision for Point City Brewing,
Mhm.
where are you right now as far as getting the brick and mortar? And because you're wanting to have a brick and mortar, and um, are you wanting to have it in Houston or is it somewhere else? Where is it going to be?
It will be in Houston. Um, we're pretty much sold on the culture here and the environment here. So we do plan to, put down roots here. So it will be in Houston. As far as right now, we do have space, but it's not open to the public. We want to just get the product out into the public and move in first, so we could find that perfect location. It's a few it's a few areas we want to be unapologetically black owned,
Mhm.
um, in the black community. Um, we don't want to hide anything. So we know we need to find the right place where people are coming. We think we know a area, but we're gonna keep praying about it and keep working towards finding that perfect building. But in the meantime, we do have our own equipment, and we are brewing and getting ready to release. We have our licensing finally, which that took forever, but we are moving little step by step.
Are you familiar with For the Culture?
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
Okay.
I do talk to him, and I do get advice.
Because
Yeah,
if anybody can tell you, you hurry up to wait, it's Carl.
yeah,
He can tell you.
yeah,
Yeah,
So,
we had a chance to visit their brewery.
okay,
yeah,
okay,
Hmm.
okay, good.
yeah,
Yeah, it can be a daunting task, but it's just like I think it's helpful that y'all are in it together to where, hey, when one gets, it's like, I don't know, there's another one, somebody that's going to say, no, we can keep on going. Like, I need, you give me that little bit of steam to keep on going. So
yeah,
that's really great.
yeah. Yeah,
But
Carl has been a asset to us. Like seriously, like
good.
as soon as I seen him, I got on that inbox. He was like,
Hmm.
"Yeah, come on by." So I go and sit on a Sunday with him and watch some football and talk, get that advice, get that encouragement.
Mm, that's good. That's really good. So have you brewed a beer yet? And or what would be your first style of beer that you're planning on putting out?
We're working on a beer called A Day, which that's Yoruba for the crown, and it'll be a
Hmm.
lager. So we're
Okay.
working on that, and we also working on an IPA called High Sheriff.
Hi,
So
Sheriff.
yeah, so it's named after one of my line brothers, which he's a distributor, sales representative, but all of the things that he's instilled in me, I'll say, and told me about the business it's helped me to move faster than I know I would have been able to move. My education been like fast and then in real time because of him. So I had to name one after him.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's nice. That's I think that's the beauty of having your own business that you can name it whatever you want to and give that homage to those people that were able to help you along the way. So
yeah,
that's really great. I know that you'll do more of that, especially with everyone that's behind you.
yeah.
So let me see. So I remember you were saying that as far as like your licensing and things like that took a while.
Hmm.
Um, is there any points of reference that you can give people, especially people that are here in Texas
Hmm.
or just in the beer industry period? Anything that you like, dang, I wish I would have knew that ahead of time.
Well, so currently we're being chased by the city because we didn't realize that we had to get the TABC, which is the Texas license. You also have to have your city license, and then you have to have your county license as well. So I wish I'd known that you have to get three different licenses. So it's like a lot of money put up out front that you won't see a return on for a while. And those,
Mhm.
like as soon as you get your TABC license, 45 days later you'll be getting a bill from the actual city that you live in Texas. So whatever their fees are for their license, you pay that again, and then whatever county you're in, you pay those fees as well. So I wish I would have known that before. We might have
Mm,
uh, just moved with the money a little bit differently because it makes it tight when you have a shoestring budget already, and then those unexpected large bills come.
yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you like? If I would have known this, or like you sitting down with somebody that's like, I want to open a business, this is what you need to do first. If you don't do nothing else, do this first.
Uh, learn learn as much as you possibly can about what you're doing because you could spend a lot of money getting simple things like formulas and stuff like that you could have experimented with on a micro level. You could homebrew until you have your recipe. You don't have to go and spend $10,000 and $15,000 to get one recipe. You know,
Mm.
do
Because
as much as you do, as much research as you can, as much brewing as you can, and even if you do go to a co-packer, you need to guide that co-packer on your product, not him guiding you on your product.
Okay.
there's a lot of people out there that will take your money and waste your time. You would
Wow.
think we ran into roadblocks. Like you would think that, if someone provides a service, this is a service that we want, this is how much they charge. Okay, we pay them for that service and they do it. But it seemed to be a little harder than that. So it's
Learn to
learn
do it
everything,
yourself.
everything you can learn to do yourself, do it yourself.
Do you think it's just a nuance of you being quote unquote green, or do you think it's because, well, we don't see a lot of black people in this space anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can take advantage.
I think personally a little bit of both.
Okay.
I mean, a little bit of both. Um, nobody entered this space, even the ones with like that became big beer, Budweiser and all of those guys. They didn't enter the space as an expert, and a lot of
Right.
times people once they get to where they are, they look at people that's starting like they shouldn't be there, and
Mhm.
it is what it is. But learn as much as you possibly can about what you want to do, that style. If it's a certain style of beer, um, if it's a certain thing that you want to do, learn as much as you can about it. It may take a little bit longer, but be smart with money. Be smart with your capital because it's hard to come by. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Um, one thing I wanted to know was, as you're building your brand loyalty and being in the community, how is Point City, I guess, what your motto is or what you're wanting to, um, how you're going to bridge the community with Point City Brewing Company? What's going to be the kind of standout motto or vision for y'all?
Well, I think that everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. We're not just for any one community. We're not just for any one city or town. We want to be a place where everybody's welcome. We want to be that place where when you come to Houston, you gotta stop by Point City, just like Vine Street.
Hmm.
You want to go to when you go to this city, you gotta at least stop by here. You know that I think being inclusive is going to be our standout. Um, I guess that's the motto. Everybody's welcome. So
Okay.
Yeah, just the fact that we're black, that's just gonna be the bonus to it all. We
Mhm.
want to see different type of people, come to our brewery, but at the same time, living in Houston because it's so diverse. Even if no one supports us that looks like us, then we can still be very, very successful. But like I said, at the same time, we want it open to everyone, and the fact that we're black, that's just gonna what's going to set us apart is that we're going to bring the flavor and we're going to bring the creativity, and instead of following the traditional style brewery or traditional the way things feel like the brewery feel that you normally get everywhere is normally kind of the same, and so we want to add like a lot of flavor to our brewery.
with an
Yeah.
A, flavor with an A.
So let's dream a little bit. So I'm in Houston and I come to Point City Brewing. What am I when I open the door? What am I going to walk into? What are the sights and sounds that you're thinking that you want to have there?
um, a lot of culture on the wall.
Okay.
Um, a lot of we want our our tanks and everything to be on full display. A nice bar, but for
Mm.
the most part, we want to have a nice place for anybody to come and chill and feel at home. Nice music, nice vibes, food. this is Houston. They gotta have good food.
Yeah, you gotta have some groceries
Gotta
for
have good
sure.
food. So yeah,
Yes.
but just a
Okay.
place. Just when you open the door, you feel like, hey, I belong here, and this is somewhere that I could come and I could be myself, and I could ask the questions that I want to ask about this beer without everybody looking at me like, oh, you don't know
Mm-hmm.
about beer, and we just we and also one other thing, we want to include a element of education, an element of teaching people the craft, so that more people can be involved, so that 1% can change. Like we want to put other people in business, not just, it shouldn't just be us. It shouldn't just be the
Absolutely.
1%. So that's what we want to give. That's what we want to be. Just a place where you could feel welcome, where you could learn. And I'm not gonna hide the information from you because I feel fearful because you're gonna be competition. I think that we all have a place, and it could be a million breweries in 2 or 3 neighborhoods, and everybody's still gonna have their clientele of the people that like your stuff. So
I think I said this last week, but I'll say it again. When Fawn Weaver was talking about Uncle Nearest and talking about Beyonce, she said, let's get all their money.
Look,
right.
I reposted it. I saw that on Facebook, and I had to repost it because I loved it. And unfortunately, it's a lot of people that look like us that don't think like that when it comes to someone else opening up the same type of business, or going through the same venture that you're going through. We automatically look at them as competition. And about the question that she said that she was asked, that's the part that I don't like. I'm like, why would someone even ask her that question? Well, what do you think about them coming up with their own whiskey? And I don't like the question anyway.
Right.
Because we shouldn't
Right.
be asking that question, because we don't ask that question to other people. Don't ask that question like, oh, it's someone else already doing this. Like, how do you feel about them entering the game as well? Like,
Yeah.
where I feel
They didn't
like
ask
yeah,
Jack Daniels.
yeah,
Right.
that's a question that shouldn't have been asked to her in the first place. That's my opinion. You
I
know.
agree. I agree. I can see that. And yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's it's just the way that sometimes people want to see uh
Mm-hmm.
this disheartening kind of infighting where
Yeah,
we should all be able to have brews. I feel like there should be a black owned brewery in every state.
there should
It should
be.
be.
There should be.
At the minimum of one should be
Yes,
in every state. And I think that it's a doable thing. And if there's more than one, hey, beer crawl,
right.
you
yeah,
know.
exactly, exactly. A
So
black beer
yeah,
crawl, but yeah, I didn't agree with that question. But I definitely reposted it because I loved her response to it,
yeah,
because there's room for everyone.
yes,
And
yes.
we shouldn't be looking at people that look like us as competition. So
Well, I want to see if we could play a little game. It's gonna be real quick and cute. So let me see if I have it in here because when I was asking about New Orleans and things, because that's what made me think, and we're gonna get into actually the RTDs and stuff. But my one of my favorite games that I like to play is so Kiss, Mary, Kill, and we're gonna talk about areas in New Orleans. So Kiss, Mary, Kill, French Quarter, Treme, or Bourbon Street. Kiss, Mary, Kill.
Mary Tremay.
Okay.
Mm. kiss the
Why you
French Quarters, and kill bourbon.
okay. So why marry Tremaine?
The culture, um, man, that's where we are. That's the jazz culture, the Mardi Gras Indian culture. Um, everything is down there. You know, we call it under the bridge. So, so yeah.
Okay. And Kiss,
The
oh,
French Quarters. I mean, the
French,
French Quarters. What you
yeah,
say?
Kiss
Yeah.
the French Quarter.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you agree with those?
Yes, I
Or
do
disagree?
because
Okay. I
yeah.
mean, I mean, if you want to kiss Bourbon Street, you can.
It's kind of hard. There are a few things that I like about Bourbon Street, but if I had to kill, I love the French Quarters as a whole. Like I like to explore the different areas in French Quarter. I like to go all around it. So, um, yeah, oh yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Okay, 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 okay. All right. So one last one. The Garden District, Jackson Square, and the Ninth Ward.
You're a big fan. I
I
let
can't
him
just I
take that
can't.
since he lived there.
So I don't know. That's kind of hard. I can't kill my people. So I guess I got to marry the Ninth Ward because I don't want to get carried off of here. But uh, what'd you say, Jackson Square?
Jackson
Uh,
Square,
yeah, I guess Kiss. I guess Kiss
And what's the other one?
Garden.
Garden District. Hmm.
That's mm,
I would
I like Jackson Square.
I would kiss Jackson Square. I
Hmm.
like when you approach it, all the different things that you see. The palm readers, which we don't ever stop to do, and then you always see. Well, most of the time I've seen, people get married there at the church, and they come out and they're everybody celebrating, and they have the band playing and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I don't know. Garden District. I don't know. It's just okay. All right.
Talk about RTDs. So, and what it's RTDs, and I was looking at some of the different, I guess the cocktail mixes.
Hmm.
So, Texas is known for bold flavor. So, how does the original swangin' Texas margarita embody the spirit of Texas? What makes it so unique?
Well, it has a big and bold flavor to it. The thing that makes ours unique, well, all of our RTDs, I mean, not RTDs, but our mixers unique, is that we use real fruit juice in ours. So they all mix very well with any type, with the appropriate liquor for each one. It hides the liquor very well.
Yeah.
So you get to
Oh,
taste all these amazing flavors of different fruits that we're using, as opposed to, seem like you're drowning in
Syrup.
alcohol
Yeah.
or syrup.
okay. Okay. And I saw, because I am truly an old-fashioned aficionado.
Oh.
Oh,
So I
okay.
saw the PC Essential old-fashioned cocktail syrup.
Mm-hmm.
So is that like just a little dab of do you or
Mm-hmm.
um
Yeah.
okay,
So,
just a little
so
bit?
that small bottle is about it's a 375 milliliter bottle, but you could get 25 drinks out of that because you're only using like a what is it,
Half ounce.
a half ounce of this syrup
Mm-hmm.
in there.
Okay.
So it's very concentrated. It's different from our other mixers, which are, well, it's a little different. The fact that it's very concentrated. It only take a little because old fashioned is not necessarily considered a mixed drink. It's
Yeah.
very, just a little something to sweeten your bourbon with.
Yeah, bourbon
So
is more bourbon forward,
yeah,
but
and
yeah,
so our syrup, it comes with everything that you need. It already comes with the orange, the bitters, and the cherry. So you don't have to add anything else except for that small half ounce to 2 ounces of your favorite bourbon.
We're gonna have to send you some.
Yeah, that's
That
one of
sounds
our
good.
that's our biggest seller, especially with a
Okay.
lot of people drinking old fashions. Like they love the fact that they don't have
That's
to
my
add
favorite.
anything except for the syrup.
Wow, that sounds good. Okay.
Hmm.
Because when you've had a bad old fashioned, you remember it.
Hmm.
Right.
I was at a cigar. I think I told somebody that I was at a cigar bar and he brought me an old fashioned. I was like, "Why is it so red? What did you do?" And he poured the cherry juice in there because I'm a
uh,
woman. Now I'm at a cigar bar.
right.
I said, "Can you give me a shot because I asked for liquor."
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, so that sounds really good. Just nice, just two, just a little
Yeah.
bit, little dabble do you to kind of make my cocktail and I can sit and just chill on it. Okay, that sounds
Hmm.
great. So, find your vibe.
Mhm.
And I think when I was looking through Instagram, scrolling, minding my business, loving Jesus like I do, I saw the little caricature, the little lion on the island, and I saw the Find Your Vibe. So who thought of that concept?
Well, I did. So if you look at our Point City logo, you'll see uh, that it's shaped in the form of a compass, right? So
Yes.
we're from West Point. So Point City is the nickname for West Point. But if you look at it, it has the compass is pointing to the west, and each flavor that we came up with was a place that we like. But instead of just being a taste of that place, taste, smell, all of those things give you a vibe. It make you remember how you felt. So it's more
Mm,
of how you feel than just drinking a drink. So we don't want to just put out anything and just okay, yeah, some tropical punch or whatever. No, we it's very specific. It's a vibe every time you pick up one of those cans. So
okay.
yeah, that's how that
I
came.
was,
Find your vibe
I
came
was, I was getting the island breeze. I was like, I was in
about.
Jamaica 2 years ago. It
Oh
seems like
yeah.
forever.
Yeah, and that's exactly where we got that idea from. That's where we went on our honeymoon.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that was the
So
very first flavor.
So tell me more about the RTDs. What you're wanting, because you wanting your customer experience uh, to actually have an experience, to find their vibe, find um, that RTD in a can that's going to give them the experience of being on a tropical island or somewhere else. So tell me more about the line that you have so far.
Well, we wanted our drinks to have like a really clean, really crisp flavor to it. Something that you can drink whenever, like when it's on a hot day, especially here in Houston, when it's always hot. But that's what we wanted to do to both flavors, but at the same time, really clean flavors. We wanted something that was light to taste, easy on the tongue, easy on everything. And with is plus something that you could smell and taste it first. So
Okay.
because of those flavors, is immediately as soon as you open the can, you taste it before you actually taste it. And so I think that's what sets ours apart as opposed to some of the other RTDs that we tasted. Some of them are kind of thick, some of them are kind of heavy, and they just I don't know.
Aftertaste.
Aftertaste. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want to eliminate all of that.
Okay. So what's an because I don't think I have the name. I know one is Nola, right?
Right,
Mm-hmm.
Nola vibe,
Nola
which is
vibes.
hurricane style flavor. Um, but we went with the Mardi Gras colors instead of like a red hurricane. We went with a purple hurricane. So,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
so
It's no complaints. I love purple.
Yeah. And Hurricane is one of my favorite drinks in New Orleans. So
Yeah.
that's how that was. I was behind the flavor of that. Make sure that one is right.
And what's the other RTDs you have out?
So the island vibe, and then also we have a swinging Texas margarita. Uh,
Okay, that's an RTD. Okay,
yes.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
So the story behind the mixers was the length of time that it was taking to get that license to actually start brewing things.
Mhm.
So our barrier was the alcohol, right? So we can't just go out of business because we don't have this license yet. So we removed the barrier, which was the alcohol, and made some all natural mixes. Okay, you put your tequila in here, you got the drink. So
Gotcha.
that was just a building block, but it worked for us. So we just went with that. So that's how the mixers came about. But they the Nola vibe in the margarita are both RTDs and mixers.
Nice. That's such a smart move. I think
You got to
people
get
wouldn't have
creative
thought
if you're
that.
not rich.
Yeah,
If you're not rich, you better
yeah,
be creative.
man. Because I would have been dead in the water. Because I was like, "Well, I don't know what we gonna do. What us gonna do?" But that's really really smart because um, having that as a mixer, you know, if you wanted to, if you run out RTDs, I still got the mix. We can still make something up.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
if
And
I'm
we
having a party.
with the RTDs is able to be shipped. You know, you can't ship to certain states and all of that. Even with
Mm,
with the license with alcohol, you can't ship to certain states, so you got to go through the 3-tier system and all of that. Instead, with the mixers, it's just like any other product, juice or anything. So you can go to the 3-tier system and get you a distributor, but you can also just ship that straight off of the internet, and that's what we did. We just
okay.
went straight to the consumer and kept the dream alive. Like you said, we just got to keep going.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, for the people at home, I'm able to go and get the mixes
Mm-hmm.
online as well as some swag. You have some swag online too.
Right.
And then as far as the RTDs, am I able to get that online as well? Or do
No,
you have
not yet.
some
That
not
that'll
yet?
only be available in Texas right now.
Okay.
Um,
That's fine. I'm
coming
in
up
Dallas.
very soon, and
Let's think about
we're working on it though. We're working on it, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully some of this legislation will give us the same rights as a wine or whatever, because it's the same alcohol content, but you could ship wine from everywhere. But it is what it is right now.
It's it is a battle in every state. It seems like some are worse than others as far as the legislature.
Mhm.
Um, I know that the Texas Craft Brewers Guild went up to Austin. But one thing that I mentioned to them, just like what y'all did, when they went up to the Capitol, they should have brought them 6 packs while they were talking to them people.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
And said,
yeah.
"Hey, this is what we have to offer," because, during the pandemic when they had to fight to get to have that, beer to go,
Hmm.
and it kept on. So, but we got to keep on pushing with that. I'm behind y'all 100%, especially when it comes on their voting ballot to give us our things as far as being able to ship. So yeah, I I'm totally behind y'all on that. But in the meantime, in Texas, are y'all doing anything as far as like distro to like connecting with Whole Foods or other or Total Wines?
We've been talking with HEB. Um,
Okay,
gave a they gave us a little homework to do, but we're working on that, and hopefully that will be a place that we could be able to tell you real soon to go to HEB.
that'd be
Um,
great.
but the other places we're still looking for contacts. So if anybody out there know a contact, or if you are the contact, pointcitybrewing.com, please reach out.
So, what is ABV on your RTD?
10%.
10%.
Mm-hmm.
I have a contact for Whole Foods for you, and I'll get that to you before after we end the show.
Okay.
Okay.
And see if if she can help. She'll definitely be able to help you as far as like navigating whenever you get ready, especially for the beer
Hmm.
to get to help you with the back door and get you to acclimate as far as what they ask you to need, the
Okay.
homework. She got the cheat sheet for you to
Okay.
get you your kid. Yeah,
Okay. We
Okay.
appreciate that.
yeah. But I guess that is really it. I enjoyed talking to y'all so much. I appreciate hearing about the story, and I'm very excited to make my way over to Houston. It's just four and a half. I'll catch a plane. I hate driving. I live in Dallas, and
Okay.
if it's over 2 hours, I'm not interested. Pick me up at the gate.
Well, I don't wish
I-
45 on anyone. I-45,
Right.
I don't wish that on anyone.
I am 54 years old. It's still being worked on. And it's been worked on ever since I was a child. So yes. But hang on. Don't hang up, and I'm gonna go ahead and say my goodbyes. But thank you again, Point City Brewing. Remember, being Black and Craft, we're available on audio on all platforms as far as podcasts. This live recording will be available to you on tomorrow. And make sure you follow and subscribe. We are available on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and um, that's it. That's it. No more. And threads. I do threads as well. But hang on, and we bid y'all a good night.